What's around, everyone? Welcome to Exo Tarot Cards, Exo Tarot Angel. I'm your tarot reader, Free to Be. How y'all doing out there? All right, aka Blue Sky, aka I feel so pregnant. You get all of that, right? So this is your Scorpio reading. Happy Scorpio season to everybody. Happy fall for everybody who's over here around my neck of the woods. I'm in the United States on this side of the world. And happy spring to those who are on the opposite side of the world. Hey, all right. So I don't know how it is all over the world, but this Scorpio season, as far as the weather and the natural ambiance, is very beautiful, very tasteful, very pleasant, very taking its time, you know? It's like you can enjoy it. Like, this is a great harvest season to enjoy the harvest. Like, it's not going fast. It's like, okay, appreciate what you have repped so far, right? So, with the Scorpio season here, we got visitors in Scorpio, okay? And this reading is going to be about what's the secret, all right? Scorpios is good for secrets. You'll never know with a Scorpio, right? Keeps everybody on edge. So, we're going to tap in and we're going to have our guests help us figure out what's that secret, okay? Or at least pull that secret up to the front. So we're going to get help with the Stellium in Scorpio. And we're going to welcome Venus into this reading, because Venus is going to let us know what's right. It's right when it comes to our love and our values and our appreciation. It's going to check us to see if we're on the right path for that. We got, of course, Scorpio is there. Scorpio is there to shine the light on what's deep. And Scorpio shining a light on what's deep does not mean that the world has to know what you're shining the light on. This is a private shining the light on. This is like you in your house and nobody's in your house but you, and you've got all the lights out in the house and you just shining one light on you, okay, to look at yourself. So let's turn the light on you, not externally. However, if an external reference comes out in the cards about what's the secret, then you know what that applies to your life. And then my homeboy, I'm sorry, some of y'all might hate my homeboy, but Mercury is up in the house, and Mercury is going to be telling me about, okay, how do you need to express, or communicate to yourself first about these secrets. You know what I mean? Is that something that you're going to have to analyze yourself? Most likely, yes, first. You're going to have to analyze it, because Mercury is a sign about using the brain, not so much of the emotion, using your intellect to figure out the secret, or to solve the secret, should I say, right? Because Gemini is all about solving, getting to the bottom of it all, and then keeping what's light, and whatever's too heavy, getting rid of that, okay? But depending on, certain Mercury placements, some Mercury placements could be lighter than others. Some people, Mercury placements might be in Scorpio. And oh boy, if you are, comment below, because depending on the other alignments, oh boy, if you got a Mercury in Scorpio, I mean, your conversation has to be heavy. It's got to be heavy. Like, you're going to have to need a minute or two to process with a Mercury in Scorpio, especially if you're not, tapped into, the spiritual realm, or know a little bit about, or know something about something when it comes to spirituality and religion. Just depends on what Scorpio you're talking to, but it's about to get deep. And then we got, sometimes we like this energy, sometimes we know, but it's the South Node. But the South Node is there just to remind us about our past, that you do know You just got to be reminded. That's all. That's all. Because if you're here, you done been here before. If you're here listening to me in a human body, you done been here before. Okay, so now it's like the the South Node is like stopping at a pit stop, or actually she's not she, I'm not gonna put a gender on it, but the energy is hanging out, you know, resting itself, going back in time, you know, at a nice 5-star hotel. Nobody's there, but you know, that energy. And we're going to be looking at some past. So maybe about what's the secret has to do with something, and maybe it's rooted in the past, whether it's a past that you can remember in this lifetime, a past that you can't remember in this lifetime, or a past that you can or cannot remember in your past lives. So it just depends on where you go, because I'm speaking to the world here, and anybody who is on them spaceships going to Mars. Okay, if you got Wi-Fi, you can hear me. Now, the secret, what's the secret? We're gonna be using the moon energy as well, and the moon energy is going to bring in about the conflict of it all, the emotional conflict. Is this what the secret is, or what is about to come out? Is this going to help me, how I handle it, be more structured or more stable? Is it going to make me feel more better, more comfortable in a long-term, short-term, and long-term effect? Is it going to calm my nerves, you know, have some peace with it? Is it something that it's useful, or is it something that I could be like, I don't need that? You know what I mean? It's not useful to me, so what's the point? So it's gonna be a tug of war with that emotion, okay? And then think about, with the secret, think about, you know, where is it going to lead you into the future? Because we already talked about how the South Node is going to be here to be like, okay, let's take a look at what done happened. Hold up. We can't go any further until we go back. Okay? And then the North is like, okay, well, since I'm chilling here, let me reconstruct my future plans. Maybe I need to change up this, that, and the other in order for the future of myself to be in a better position than what it is yesterday, last week, earlier this year, whatever. And then we also going to get help, you know, from Uranus. And Uranus is going to, because they're all here to help us. They're all lining up to send messages. So this is what I'm calling all these energies in here for what's the secret. Because anything is a secret, you got to go deep. Some people, you got to even go deeper. Some people say what they carry into their grave. You know what I mean? So you got to wait maybe till next lifetime, bump into that person again just to figure out what happened last lifetime. That's how stuff be happening, you know? So it can get that deep. So this is why, you know, hey, you know, if they can help out, let's go. I'm going to use them to help out. So, and okay, so doing all of these secrets, all this stuff, all this information coming out, how are you going to still carry on to be you? How are you not going to compromise yourself in order to get through these energies? Basically, how are you going to still maybe be rebellious in a sense, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Maybe be rebellious in a sense, but in a way it's beneficial, because not all things are aligned together. So sometimes you got to cause a little rebellious, a little disruption, a little separation, a little, you know, I need time apart, a little bit of me time, you know, in order to get the answers that I need, you know, in order to be who I am completely. Whatever you have to tell yourself. And Uranus is not an emotional thing. It's very intellectual. So it's a lot of intellectual pieces in this message, but with that heavy Scorpio deep. And then we got that whole moon that's going to be like, she's not really emotional, but with Taurus in there. But since the moon is exalted in Taurus, you know, she got a whole lot to say, okay, about, does this make sense? You know what I'm saying? And she's not even emotional about it. It's like, this don't even make any kind of sense. Let's get real, people. Let's get real. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna try to make it quick, sweet, and to the point. You know, get your quickie on and move on with your life. All right, have a wonderful day and night during this Scorpio Stellium Scorpio season. with the whole total eclipse. This is when I'm getting this reading, and at this point, we're right in smack in the middle of Scorpio. So this is gonna be have a good one. What's around Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars? This is your tarot card reading for Scorpio season. So check this out. This is about what is the secret, okay? So you got the Strength card, okay? So the secret is that you're lacking. And I just did a reading, the moon reading. Wait, yes. I just did the moon reading, and you were lacking. That was the thing. I guess you didn't see that. You didn't see it. You should have saw it, because in this reading probably would have been something different. So you're still in the lacking energy, okay? And this card is specifically saying in self-confidence, you're lacking. So you know how sometimes you have these goals and plans, and you don't meet up to these goals and plans and these expectations within a certain amount of time that you want to, and that like depletes your confidence. Like it just keeps going down and down and down. So Aries, yeah, it just went down, you know, and that's not you. That's definitely, and you know it's not you. And like I was telling all the other planets, you know, a lot of other planets, the other signs, a lot of planets are still in retrograde, and you got your sign Mars is in Gemini. So I know you're feeling some kind of way about, you know, your self-confidence, your self-esteem levels. Can you do this? Can you pull this out? Do you have the resilience to get it done? All these doubts, you know, that are going on in your head. Either that or somebody that you are relying on are not confident on if they can do that job or do that project or carry out the relationship the way you want it, or however the situation might be. And it's like, it's making you feel kind of, maybe you're sleeping more or resting more, but your strength has been depleted. Like your internal strength is just like, ugh, you know? Or like I said, it could be somebody else who's just not into it, you know? And they might not want to tell you, just like, yeah, I'm just not into this thing right now, you know, blah, 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 blah. This is not a good fit. But right now they're just acting like they got the strength and the courage to go along with the plan or whatever direction that you're going in. But long term is that they really don't, you know. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to start lashing out. You're going to start getting mean, especially with you being in Gemini. Hell, child. All them curse words is going to come out like a poem. It's going to be sweet. To other people, we might be like, ooh, that's so poetic how that anger came out. But but I'm just saying, like, it's just an invitation to blow up by you staying in this this kind of this rut, or somebody else is in this rut, and it's just going to end up not working out well at all in the long run. So definitely, you know, take a look at that. Also, whatever it is that you're in, it's like deeply felt. Like it's like you know, some parts is obvious too, like literally it's right in front of your face, but you just have to acknowledge it and be aware of what the situation is. But it's a challenge because with all these retrogrades and things, and it's like Scorpio season, so things are starting to slow down and whatnot, but still, and yet there's still flow going on in the air. It's heavy energy, but you still have to move amongst the flow. Okay, so have a wonderful day and night, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Mars during the Scorpio.